The Morning Sky Show, the #1 news reaction show. Thank you for being here. Let's keep going.
Were it not for this other thing breaking at the same time about the same U.S. president. This $1.8 billion taxpayer dollars, $1.8 billion in taxpayer funds that Donald Trump is liberating from the U.S. Treasury to pay out to his friends and allies.
He stole $1.7 billion from you. Bend over and take it like a man. Bend over and take it like a man. There's a Freddie Mercury joke in there somewhere. God damn it. But I'm not going to tell it. Bend over and take it like a man. Donald Trump is here. He's taken your $1.7 billion.
And look, I know there's a lot of coverage today that has described this fund. First of all, they're describing it as $1.7 billion. It's $1.8 billion. But you're also seeing a lot of descriptions, a lot of headlines about this thing, describing this fund as some kind of settlement of Trump's ridiculous lawsuit against the IRS.
Eazy-E died as well when I was a kid, man. Everybody, I remember so many people were dying. Keith Haring. I mean, I was just a kid, and I was just learning about I loved Keith Haring. I loved Eazy-E. I loved Freddie Mercury. And they all just started dying. It's like just when you started liking people, they started. I liked NWA like in the 3rd grade. And by the time the 7th grade, that's only 4 years later, Eazy-E's dead of AIDS. God damn. Shit was killing everybody. Pedro from the real world? You took Pedro from the real world. Pedro, he died. And they still didn't lock us down. That we didn't get a lockdown. They should have locked us down. We should have locked it down, man. Worn some masks. Everyone had to walk around with just wearing a condom. Even flaccid, you just had to wear one. It's like, hey, you just got to wear one all the time. It's not working? Well, still wear it. Put a condom on your penis, even if you're not using your penis, in order to stop the spread of HIV. Please. It's for the grandmas.
With all due respect to my friends in the beleaguered mainstream U.S. media, I got to say that coverage and those headlines need to be refreshed. Because while Trump might have talked about his grievance against the IRS as a pretext to explain.
Why is a 3rd grader listening to NWA? Because in the 80s, we weren't a bunch of fucking pussies, Johnny Vegan Seed. Because in the 80s, we just did. We listened to Guns N' Roses, NWA, Metallica, 2 Live Crew, and DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, if you wanted to go vanilla. But we listened to all that stuff. Bon Jovi. And well, Bon Jovi was pretty vanilla, too. We listened to Poison. Ozzy Osbourne biting the heads off of bats. Come on, man. You guys don't remember? Johnny Vegan Seed. Because we weren't a bunch of little pussies back then. That's why. We listened to NWA. I'll tell you something really funny. I'm going to tell you something really funny right now. The N-word. I know. It's a controversial topic. I generally don't say it, but I feel like if you are singing it, especially if you're singing an NWA song, you should be allowed. Because when I was in the 3rd grade, I didn't know what NWA stood for. You know how I heard that word for the first time, really? Was listening to the lyrics of NWA. So when I see Ice Cube going like, oh, that word cuts like a knife, you can't say it. Fuck you. I was in 3rd grade. You taught me that word, Ice Cube. You taught me that word, and it was kayfabe. You were faking it, man. It was all fake. NWA was just WWE kayfabe, man. That wasn't real. It was fake danger. You were sitting there in your room writing lyrics and making beats with Dr. Dre, who famously wears women's makeup and stuff to be in his previous band. Like, this is not. And then you adopt this like hardcore homeboy persona, but it was all bullshit, and that's okay. Just like the dangerous mask that Guns N' Roses wore. It's all bullshit. But now you're going to say that word is a special word that no one's allowed to say. I don't say it because it makes other people feel uncomfortable. That's fine. I try to be tactful. I try to be polite. But this whole thing where Ice Cube, of all people, telling me not to say it or no one's allowed to say it, Ice Cube can go fuck himself. It's like Keith Richards telling kids not to do drugs. Keith Richards doesn't get to tell me not to do drugs, okay? And Ice Cube doesn't get to tell me not to say the N-word. Because when I was in the 3rd grade, he was making money off of me and my friends with our little ghetto blasters and our tape decks, and we're like, what the we used to take, this is so during recess, We used to take our little ghetto blaster and then go in the far corner of the playground where the teachers couldn't hear us, and we would huddle around this little ghetto blaster listening to NWA and like going, what did he say? What did he say? What did he say? What did he say? And we would like analyze the lyrics in the 3rd grade. So, look, I don't say that word unless I'm alone singing NWA, okay? Or Wu-Tang Clan or any of the others. If you're alone in your room and you're listening to hip hop music, you can say it. Situational awareness, you know. I don't say it in public because it's not a good word to say in public. People get very upset, and I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to be the asshole that hurts people's feelings. But damn, Ice Cube, Mr. fucking Disney man, Ice Cube can go fuck himself in his own asshole. Piece of shit. Fuck Ice Cube. I still love your music, Ice Cube. your music still. I love Ice Cube music, but his commentary. Come on. Anyway. The real gangster is not Ice Cube. The real gangster is Donald Trump. He just stole $1.7 billion, $1.8 billion from you.
What he wanted to do here, the way this has worked out, it's basically totally unrelated. This pot of money, this $1.8 billion is not actually meaningfully connected to Trump's supposed grievance against the IRS. His lawsuit against the IRS is gone. Trump dropped it. So this $1.8 billion, this is not like a settlement that's being overseen by a judge or something. It is just something that Donald Trump told the government.
Ghetto Blaster is racist? Come on, Nurse Rod. Ghetto Blaster is not racist. What do you mean Ghetto Blaster is racist? I was living in L.A. We had Ghetto Blasters. What do you mean? Ghetto Blaster is not a racist term. Most of us were in school. We were a pretty mixed crowd. I think it's funny. At school, I had more white people around me, but at home, we had almost like most of my friends were black or from a different country, like Israel. I had an Israeli family that was really cool. I had 2 black families and an Italian family. And I was the only one that was like waspy white kid.
Government he controls to give him. And so now the government he controls is going to put almost $2 billion into a fund for him at the Justice Department, and Trump's attorney general will control the money. There is no judge involved. Neither the courts nor Congress is approving any settlement or overseeing any part of this. This is just Trump getting a ton of taxpayer money to dole out. Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin today called it, quote, nothing but a racket designed to take taxpayer dollars out of the Treasury and pour it into a huge slush fund for Trump at DOJ to hand out to his private militia of insurrectionists, rioters, and white supremacists, including those who brutally beat police officers.
I mean, this is the real, this is like, this is going to be, this is, I think, one of the biggest stories, one of the biggest scandals in American history, and I feel like it's going to go away. No one's going to be talking about this in a week. It's one of the worst scandals in American history. And I don't think anyone's going to talk about it in a week or two.